maybe the what's it called? That dark dragon was actually trying to destroy that village.
Maybe that was the good guy the whole time.
You know what I'm saying? That was the
trying to destroy this village that killed his parents.
Exactly.
And his family.
Try to.
Oh my
Who knows?
I'm so sorry for anyone that actually like read Shang-Chi and is just watching this.
What up, guys? We just watched Shang-Chi, and we're going to talk about some unanswered questions that were never like fully answered. We're just going to speculate, you know? The first one is going to be his dad getting the 10 rings. Like, how did he get that? Like, the story sort of told us that nobody knows.
Yeah.
But we can speculate.
There's a lot of mystery around the rings, and I think that's intentional. But I would assume that because the rings are, they say that the rings are much older than 1,000 years, they weren't created on Earth. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming that they come from somewhere in outer space.
I think even the after credit kind of
Yeah, they kind of hinted that.
it goes into that implication also, ties in with that implication. And yeah, that's one that you just said it yourself. They're probably going to answer this later on. I mean, we're going to have to reckon with this in like later Marvel movies because of that after credit.
It might have a connection with Eternals.
Yeah. So do you guys think like he just randomly found it?
That's interesting because either he comes across it somehow or somebody gave it to him.
Ooh. I like that theory. Someone gave it to him.
Yeah. So maybe somebody gave it to him. I don't know, but that could be interesting.
I feel like if someone gave it to him, he would have kind of mentioned.
Yeah, that's something I feel like maybe he would have told the secret of like the 10 rings to someone, like to Shang.
Maybe he did, and we just
Shang-Chi.
haven't seen it yet. Maybe in Shang-Chi 2 or...
Yeah, it's going to reveal some backstory. Actually, I told you about the giving you the rings.
Or
It could be.
Yeah,
We don't know anything about the rings. We've barely seen Simu Liu, Shang-Chi use them. And that is something that I think they're going to explore in the next one is like how he can utilize the rings, because we said like everyone uses them different. Like his style of using them was different from his father's. And in the comics too, like each ring does something different akin to like the Infinity Stones. So maybe they'll go into that. I mean... There's really not much to, unless you're like a huge like Marvel Comics reader.
Yeah, because
like there's not much to know.
I remember the narrator in the beginning was like, he could have used those rings for good, right? But he didn't. He chose to conquer.
Right.
But like, how can you use those rings for good? Like,
It's like a Green Lantern ring.
no, well, the way we've seen it being used, it's just purely for fighting, you know? Like,
I think maybe that was just a result of who was using it. That it was used for fighting. Maybe it could be used for other things because it gave his father like 1,000 years of life.
Yeah.
So obviously it's not just an offensive weapon.
Yeah.
It could, maybe it has some, biological, it can have biological changes. Maybe it could be used to heal people. I don't know.
Yeah, fighting, includes defense too, and it's like a lot of Marvel characters fight, but they pull their punches and, they're doing it to defend like the innocent and stuff like that,
avenge
to uphold justice. So, it could be used for good. I can see like that.
Yeah, but I feel like there was more implications, like Osi was saying, that it could heal and do other things that like are completely unrelated to fighting that could help people.
That'd be cool.
So that would be like some stuff that would be interesting to explore in the next movie if they do that.
I wonder if they're gonna make. I don't know the comic history of the 10 rings, but I wonder if they're going to make it that the rings have some sort of sentience. Because that might explain why all of a sudden 5 of the rings started going to Shang-Chi instead of staying with his dad.
And the beacon.
And the beacon. Yeah.
And we just listed out like 3 questions that we don't know the answers to.
Yeah.
Do you think the beacon is for like the Eternals?
I think if we are going with what I'm expecting from Marvel, I think the beacon is for something bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's for the Eternals.
Yeah, it's something ominous to me because it was like orangey light. Like that doesn't seem
orangey light. I mean, I feel like it could be good.
orangey. No, that's like caution.
It depends on what it's compared to.
I mean, there's lots of stuff coming in the Marvel universe, right? Yeah. We're getting like Fantastic Four. aren't we? Like sometime far down the line.
Eventually.
You know, it could be anything, and the answers are probably out there. I'm sure there's some like Marvel fanatics that know. If you know, like, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please.
Actually, maybe don't. I like being surprised.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can say your theories and whatnot.
Yeah.
And if they did certain things in the comics, you can mention that too. But
But Scott won't read it.
yeah, probably not. But then I just think it's like too coincidental that the Eternals is next, like the next movie, that there aren't things related to it, you know? Like, I just feel like some of the things in this movie will be related to the Eternals. But
It'd be a good idea, just so
Yeah.
that everything is connected in that big MCU kind of way.
but I could be completely wrong.
Or it
Yeah.
could just be a general beacon that like anybody with the right instruments can pick up, and it
Oh,
attracts good
maybe
and
they
bad.
want any. True, yeah. People could want to loot it
Yeah.
and use it for whatever they want to use it for.
Right.
That would be interesting.
But it doesn't make sense that it went off when Shang-Chi used it versus his dad, you know?
That's
Like-
another question. Yeah, like why did it all of a sudden go off then, as opposed to every time before?
This video is just questions, no answers.
yeah.
Well, it's
Only
speculation. There's no way
questions.
we can have the answers unless
Yeah.
we like do heavy research into the comics, and then we're just still speculating. So it's like,
Maybe
Yeah.
it has something to do with the reason why his dad wasn't allowed to be in Talo in the first place, because they said that the rings corrupted him, and that was the reason why. That was the reason that they gave for why he wasn't allowed to be with their mom.
I thought they just said
in
he wasn't
Talo.
worthy.
He wasn't worthy to be in
Yeah,
Talo?
no, but the guy
Yeah.
said because he was corrupted. He's
I
like,
think
you're
he
gonna
was-
corrupt this whole place with like your
Yeah.
sins. you know?
I'm saying maybe it has something to do with the rings themselves, and like they maybe bringing them to Talos activated something.
That makes more sense than like Shang-Chi being good and using them. That
Yeah.
maybe the combination of being in Talo, which is like this whole other dimension, like a pocket dimension basically, maybe them finally being in there is what activated it. And maybe
Maybe.
not, it had nothing to do with Shang-Chi.
I think that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But I do remember Wong specifically saying when you used the rings. But
Yeah,
maybe-
exactly.
But he wasn't there.
That's
He wasn't
true.
there.
He doesn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't know what happened.
Yeah, it's not like
He's-
any of them can go back into Talo and figure it out. I doubt that like
He
Bruce
probably
is
has
gonna go in there.
CTE from fighting Abomination in cages.
Yeah, that dude.
Which brings us to another thing. Why was Wong doing that?
I mean,
And why is Abomination there?
Are we gonna see Abomination again?
I'm sure we haven't seen Abomination since 2008.
Since Tim Roth.
Like I don't know what's going on. We're gonna see him again. I'm sure.
Yeah, and is he good now?
there has to
What's
be some
up with
reason
that?
they-
I mean, maybe that was it. Maybe that we just saw him and that's it.
Oh
that would be disappointing.
Bro.
That would be disappointing. You can't bring Abomination back for no reason.
no! That's another unanswered question. Will we see him again?
Yeah.
We hope so.
Yeah, because I feel like when they first introduced Wong in Doctor Strange, he was a very like reserved character until Strange sort of loosened him up.
Yeah.
And then now he's like fighting in like these random, I guess they're like gangster pits or whatever.
Yeah.
So what's up with that? You know?
Yeah, that is a bit incongruous with his
Also,
It's called
Self.
character. It's
and
character.
this isn't a serious, but like the guy said that he always roots for the Asian, but they're in China. Are they like mostly Asians
Well,
fighting?
no, because you saw in the rooms, not all of them were Asian.
Yeah, most
Were
of them
they
were.
not?
No, most of them were not
No,
Asian.
No, they weren't
I-
in China at that point. They were.
I thought they were.
They were in
weren't
Macau.
They were. Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
were.
They were in Macau,
Yeah,
right?
they
I was
were.
like, you're in China. But,
Oh
I
man,
mean,
they traveled so fast. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
that.
they
no,
did.
but there were a lot of fighters that weren't Asian there, and some of them weren't even
Okay.
human.
Yeah, most of the fighters weren't Asian. at
Okay.
all.
So it's like
Okay.
alien, Asian, always been on Asian.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, that's why.
like
Makes sense,
mutated
Yeah.
Asian.
Yeah.
The question of what went on with Shang-Chi killing his mother's killer and avenging her, because that was a big one that they didn't go into at all. He mentioned it almost in passing in a really good scene, that serious scene with
Yeah.
Katie.
Exactly.
But we didn't see like a flashback. We didn't see the aftermath, nothing. No like young Shang-Chi, like even like attempting to like get this person or like what he looked like after it was finished. And that's something that I think they'll probably bring up in like the next Shang-Chi movie, and maybe that is going to have consequences now. Like I feel like maybe that person was important and that set off like a series of events that could affect him later on.
Good thing he has those 10 rings so he can defend himself.
We'll see. I mean, someone might want to avenge that person, you know?
Yeah.
When we talked about it, I think that's a good theory. Like I liked the fact that it will have some consequence in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because it's a lot to gloss over. So that just makes me think that they will dive into it more. At least I hope so. If they don't, that'd be a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it was something that obviously affected him. He seemed like he had past trauma from that whole thing that wasn't resolved.
Yeah, it's just it would have been great, or it would be great if they do it later, to see like how he transitioned from killing his mother's killer to who he is now, you know?
Yeah, because it's like his trek to America, like his life was like on the run basically, and what was that like for him? Because he seems like a totally normal, well-adjusted dude.
Yeah,
I just want to see like how he got there too.
Yeah. And I think the last question we had was, how does the magic work?
Yeah.
In just in Talo, and how did his mom do what she did?
Yeah, I really hope they take some time to explain that.
I mean, I guess they said the magic was from the dragon, right? And that when she died, the powers went back to the dragon. But how'd the dragon get?
Yeah. Did they say that? I feel like I missed that.
No, they said that. I forgot who said it. Maybe the aunt.
They might have said it.
But I definitely remember. You remember?
Yeah.
Because she didn't have her powers anymore when she left, and like the explanation was they went back, or not when she left, but like when she died, they went back to the dragon. So I don't know, but yeah, we don't know the history of like that dragon and the history of Talo, and like maybe Talo is even kind of like its own cosmic thing that's related to the Eternals, because it's its own dimension.
That was a big question for me, is like, how do you explain all of this, the existence of Talo as a separate dimension or reality with different rules where people have these abilities?
And remember it, like from her story, like the aunt's story, like it used to be like this sprawling metropolis from like when she went through like the history with like the statues, it looked like Metropolis or like it looked like Krypton or something like that.
I don't know why I was thinking Black Panther.
I was like, this is Wakanda, but Chinese. Wakanda. And that was another thing that was like glossed over. Hopefully they go into Talo a little more later on, because just like Wakanda, it was like, oh, like you can't even imagine the technology that we had and like, how advanced we were. But yeah, we're a little village, and it's like, what
happened?
Yeah. See, with Black Panther, they try to explain things. It's like vibranium is how we can do all this crazy stuff.
Vibranium is great.
But then in this one, it's like
magic.
It's just like
magic is how we
dragon
magic.
Skills.
Yeah. Magic is how we magic.
Yeah. But where did you kill dragons? I thought the dragon was your friend.
Maybe when they die.
Evil dragons.
You know,
they shed scales.
Yeah, they shed scales. You know?
Right?
Okay. Okay.
Right? Maybe.
That'd be very convenient.
But they should explain it though.
Like a snake, you shed your skin.
In other fantasy medias, like you get dragon skin from killing dragons.
I didn't know that. I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
If you didn't kill the dragons.
Hey, maybe when the dragon died,
explain,
dragons die because they get old in events. They take the leftovers.
Depending on your dragon lore, they don't die until they're killed.
I think
depending on the lore you're talking about, they just keep living until somebody kills them.
Basic reptile biology. I'm not talking about dragon lore.
But obviously, Talo isn't basic, reality.
Yeah, they wouldn't kill their dragon. It sounded like, too, when she was talking about the dragon scales, she was like, the dragons gave us everything. They protected us, and they also gave us, and he gave us this. And I think it's that dragon, and I think you could harvest scales in a way that you don't kill them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Although that's what they told us, but maybe there's a different side to them where they're
Dark
like,
Talo.
they didn't really give us.
There could be some sort of secret history.
Yeah, it was a little too nice there. It seemed like it was a veneer.
Yeah,
maybe the what's it called? That dark dragon was actually trying to destroy that village.
Maybe that was the good guy the whole time.
You know what I'm saying?
He was trying to destroy this village that killed his parents.
Exactly.
And his family.
Try to.
Oh I'm like,
Who knows?
I'm so sorry for anyone that actually like read Shang-Chi and is just
Exactly.
watching this.
I have no idea what.
Yeah.
Gonna
Okay,
happen.
wait. You guys were saying the Evo Dragon was good the entire
He was
time.
trying to destroy the village.
Evil
It was getting
Dragon-
revenge on the village.
Maybe
they
the
were,
village
they were
was-
making some
was
story
actually
like,
bad.
you know,
First off, that's not an actual dragon. I think it was
I don't know what it was. It looked like a dragon
Yeah,
bat.
apparently
Maybe
whatever.
the
it
village
was a-
messed up that dragon.
No, it was definitely like an alien, you guys.
Fair enough.
No, I love these theories. This is why we do this.
Yes.
This is what I wanted.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they explain why Talo is the way that it is. I really, if we go back to that, if we visit it in future Shang-Chi movies, I hope they take some time and explain that.
Yeah, I feel like they have to, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
want to go back to Talo because there was a lot of things that I liked about it. Like I loved the creatures, like the
yes.
Chinese lion food dog guys. Those are like the equivalent to like the Wakanda rhinos because they're pretty OP.
Yes,
And they're pretty ferocious.
Yes, and I don't know why, and I said this off screen, but they remind me of Pokemon. Like there was one that
Oh.
had like the
nine
tails
There's
reminded me
a-
of Eevee or something like
No,
that.
there's a name for those types of creatures with like the multiple
Like
tames.
QB or something.
QB? No.
Like from Naruto.
No,
Yeah, wait. What am I thinking of?
no, there's a name for them. I can't think of it right now, but it's
But
like
QB, QB means nine tails, doesn't it? But
Yeah,
that's
I'm
Japanese.
right. You guys are talking.
no, but there's a
Japanese.
Chinese name.
Oh, there's a okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
I can't think of it right now, but it's
Okay.
like a Chinese urban legend for sure.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I guess there are common themes and urban legends across all Asian cultures. So if QB is the Japanese, then yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think they will revisit because I feel like it's you compared it to like Wakanda for Black Panther.
Yeah,
It'd be weird for Shang-Chi who got his suit and
exactly.
like that's where his mom resides from, and also the fact that his aunt was like, okay, you have family here, you're not alone, stuff like that, right?
yeah.
So it'd be crazy if he never went back.
Yeah, the rest of his family is there, and Michelle Yeoh is too great to not utilize again. In fact,
Also-
she should have been in it more.
Yeah.
Wait, did they ever explain what happened to his sister?
Yeah,
mean-
at the very end.
She's in
Credit
charge
scene?
of the Ten Rings now.
Oh,
gang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
Makes sense.
organization.
That makes
Yeah, there was a second end credit scene.
Oh, I didn't see the second ending.
She just went home.
No, I thought it was just the first. I thought that was the first one. I didn't see
Yeah,
She takes
I mean,
over-
that's an unanswered question, right? What's her motive?
She just wants to get power.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like she's all goody goody. They established that kind of from the beginning because she owned that whole fighting ring, which
Yeah.
that's not a clean business. So I can't imagine what she has in mind for 10 Rings.
Yeah, but I mean, like she was emotionally connected to her brother at the end, so
Sure. No, but there's still trauma there. I don't think they resolved all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but there's a lot of questions that came about from the movie, and if you guys want to speculate with us, just go ahead and add your theories to the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.